Dan Cox is back by popular demand. He's even got his own playlist on Skill Builder now. He's done so many good videos, so check them out. Well, today's mission for Dan is to build some wooden balustrades to guard these cellar steps. Now Dan's using the old-fashioned Mortis and Tenon joint. No screw through the end of a newel post for him. He's doing the job properly. Now Dan has worked out the spacers for the spindles, but the spindles vary by up to 2mm, so if he started from one end and worked along, it could well be that by the time he got to the other end, the last spindle would be 20mm out. So what he does is he starts from both ends and he works towards the middle, and then when he's nearly there he does a little bit of a remeasure, he trims, he adjusts, he can either lengthen that spacer or shorten it. That way, if there's a discrepancy, you won't notice it. It won't all end up in one place. Strangely, you know, there isn't a met post holder for these smaller newel posts. So what we have to do is we have to use the smaller met post and just ease that newel post in just by trimming a little bit off the end. Which means we've got to put a bit of preservative on the end of it and also on the end grain. Now the plan was to finish this bit of rendering before we put these balustrades in. It would have been a sensible way to do it, but the increased mobility of a certain young child made this job an urgent priority. The last thing we want is the little boy taking a tumble over the top of those steps. That could be painful. Now the height and the strength of the balustrades is still subject to building regulations, even though it's outside, even if you're doing it on a deck or something like that. If it's over 18 inches for the drop, you need to comply with the building regulations, which means the height of the balustrade has to comply and also the strength of the balustrade. It's very important that it will take some impact, it will take a load. You can't have a gap of more than 100 or even 100mm between the spindles or anywhere else, because if you can pass 100mm sphere through any gap, that doesn't comply. So what we do is we make them down to about 95mm spacing. Now you can see at the bottom of the gate, Dan's adding a little bit there because the gate height needs to be the same as the handrail, but that would mean that we've got a gap because there's no blocks there where you walk down the steps. There would be a larger gap than 100mm. So Dan's filling that in with a little addition that he's doing at the bottom. Okay Dan, so you're making some ledged and braced doors here, gates?
Yeah, I've got some gates there, so we just done some half laps there. We just screwed that in and then we're going to clad the front of these just with a bit of 6B1 on there with a small gap through there.
Now, I just want to ask you something because this is something that bugs me a bit. A lot of things bug me, don't they? You know that? Right, and it's when I see people hang ledged and braced gates or doors the wrong way up.
Yes,
so
it's like,
can you just tell us what the logic is?
So this diagonal, this strut there, it goes like it's going to be hung on this side, so it's to support this there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can show you a better method maybe down on a brick wall, just to show it why it goes that way and not that way. So we hung on this side, and the brace is going up there to support this top. So it's a bit like if we had a shelf coming off of there. If we put that under there, that's going to be quite solid.
It can only push down.
Whereas if you have it there, which then the chances are it's going to pull out.
Right, so that way it's relying on the fixings.
That way
it?
it's relying on fixings. Where there is some canopies have done that.
Yeah.
It's like a gallows bracket.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
you know, if that's housed in there,
yeah,
that's solid. So like that is the same as a gate.
So it's a jib really, isn't it? It's a brace, yeah. A gibbet. It's not a jib, it's a gibbet. Well, that's cleared that one up.
The old gallows brackets, the old dead man hanging.
Yeah, do you know what? If I was being hanged, which way would I rather they braced it?
The other way. You only get one go, is
I
it?
like
Then you're off.
elastic.
Oh, that ain't so bad. No, I'm happy with that. Right, there's one gate.
So what do they call those hinges then?
These are big T hinges.
T-bar hinges.
T hinges, I believe, yeah.
Like
Or gate hinge, probably. I'm not going to put all the screws in yet. I want to get them hanging first.
Yeah.
Just in case I want to move anything.
Yeah.
Is the plan. So, and they hide most of our fixings, which is quite good. But not really matters.
They're so small, those fixings, that they.
Oh, in time,
kind of swells and goes over them anyway, doesn't it?
Pretty much, I think, in time.
Can't find them when you need to.
Yeah.
Get a magnet out. So what do? Do you have to square it on there, or you just?
I've got a line down. I've just done that line, and then down these ones. But typically, these are going down my joins. But yeah, I just got that on the line there.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, the other thing with these hinges,
you can't help that, can you?
You get quite a bit of wobble. That one's not so bad. But like, if you look on here, oh, it's not doing it now. One of these. Look, you got quite a bit of play on them anyway. You sit there, me don't expect to see me line. Yeah, so we kept them middle rails, or the middle and bottom, top and bottom rail even. We kept them up a bit, so the hinges have got to take nice to screw to, rather than.
Oh yeah, so they're actually
Do it again.
they're on the ledges. They're screwing on the ledges, yeah?
We're screwing it on the top rail and the bottom rail.
Yeah, got it.
So we kept them down. So they, otherwise, if you put them right at the top, then that's going above it, and just to make it look.
They don't look good anyway, do they?
So
they've got to be down. They don't look good when they're right at the top.
No, they don't look right at the very top, do they? So that's why the frame's down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to attempt to swing them.
Now, which way round, Dan?
Right, that's the top.
Is it? How do you know? Oh, yeah, he's right.
Like one side, and always think that's the top, or wherever you're standing, try and rather than do one bit at one side and then go around the other side, and it's
so you orientate the bench.
I try and work from one way normally. No, it doesn't always pan out like that.
No.
Right, so
I find a very similar problem with bending pipes, because I'll go work out which way I want to do the bends. Like if you're doing more than one bend,
Yeah, so you.
And then you go downstairs and you do it on the bender and you take it. Oh no, I've got it the wrong way around. So it's always a little bit of a problem for the thickos of this world. Right. Dan, so that before you go any further, you're going to put a bit of cladding on the front of that, aren't you?
What, on there?
Yeah.
Oh right. Yes. I forgot about that.
That's what I'm here for, Dan.
Well done, Rog. Yes, that's not bad. It's a little bit tight. That bottom's not thick, that's right. That's right, I just worried on the width. But so I'm a little bit proud. So I've left that little bit proud. just so that I've got a little bit of, I can plane it off a little bit if it comes to it. 'Cause they're going to move, aren't they, with the weather.
Do you have to leave a gap on the hinge when you put that on?
Yeah, I've just put
spacer in there.
Yeah, I've got a bit of eyeball there.
Got it.
A bit of eyeball in there. I measured the top.
Yeah.
That bottom it's not fixed home properly yet. It wants a little fixing on it. Actually, by the time I knock that out a little bit and get that fixed, it's virtually there.
So the next time you see this site, it'll be when we're doing the rendering. And to keep you up to date with all the videos, if you'd like to subscribe and just press that little bell, you'll get an automatic update of anything new that's coming out on Skill Builder, and we're posting regularly. And if you want to see more of Dan or anything else come to that, just go to our homepage and type in whatever you want to type in, Dan Cox or carpentry or plumbing or bathrooms, whatever it is, even rising damp. Type it in and all our videos on that subject will miraculously pop up.